Memories. We treat them like sacred relics, don't we? We build our entire identities around things that happened years ago, clinging to old ghosts as if they were life jackets. But let's be honest, most of your memories are just heavy, useless baggage. They are the anchors holding you back from the person you actually want to be. You lie to yourself, saying your experiences made you stronger. But in reality, they just made you tired. They made you afraid.
What if I told you that your past is nothing more than faulty data occupying space on a hard drive that's already full? What if I offered to wipe the slate clean and start over, not as a broken survivor, but as a king? I'm talking about a complete excision of the pain. And the best part? I'll pay you for the privilege. $2 million to forget the people who make your life a living hell of responsibility and guilt. Look at Elias. He was exactly like you. He had a family he loved and a debt that was slowly crushing his ribcage until he couldn't draw a single breath without feeling the weight of his own failure. He thought he was a good man, but good men don't end up in my office. Before we open the door to his nightmare, I want you to look at your own life. If I stood in your room right now with a contract that deletes your biggest regret, would you even let me finish the pitch? Type yes in the comments if you'd take the money. Type no if you're still clinging to your suffering. Let's see who's brave enough to be honest.
I used to think that the sound of my daughter's laughter was the most beautiful thing in the world. But lately, it started sounding like a countdown. Every time she laughed, I thought about the price of the toys. Every time my wife smiled at me, I didn't see love. I saw the cost of the groceries I couldn't afford next week. Their affection became a burden I wasn't strong enough to carry. I felt like a fraud. An actor playing the role of a provider in a movie that was being canceled due to lack of funding.
The silence in this house wasn't peaceful. It was heavy. I'd stay up until 4 a.m., staring at the ceiling, calculating how many years of my life I'd have to sell just to keep the lights on for another month. I started to resent them, not because of who they were, but because of what they represented. My inability to be enough. My love was being eaten alive by my debt. I looked at Anna, my wife, and I didn't see the woman I married. I saw a creditor.
So, when Silas found me, it didn't feel like a temptation. It felt like a rescue mission. He told me I could give them everything. I could pay for the house, the college fund, the comfortable life they deserved. All I had to do was stop existing in their world, and they would stop existing in mine. He called it optimal partitioning. I called it a miracle. If I don't remember the pain of losing them, did I ever really lose them at all? Or did I just win a game where the stakes were too high for a man like me?
The human brain is a masterpiece of inefficiency, Elias. It insists on storing every trauma as if they were gold. But we know better. We see the brain for what it is, a biological storage drive cluttered with malware. The clean slate protocol doesn't just hide your memories. It cauterizes the synaptic pathways. We find the clusters associated with your family, and we flood them with high-frequency algorithms until the data dissolves into static. You see this signature line? This is where you trade your identity for equity. Most people think they are their memories. They think if they forget their past, they disappear. But look at you, Elias. You're already a ghost. You're a man who has been hollowed out by reality. I'm just replacing the trash inside you with something useful. $2 million in a blind offshore account. Is he a monster for forgetting? Or are you the monster for judging a man who wants to survive? Think about your own bills. If you could vanish into a life of luxury and leave your family a fortune, wouldn't that be the ultimate act of love? Or is your ego so big that you'd rather they suffer with you? Tell me in the comments. Cash or conscience?
I have everything now. I have a car that costs more than my old house. My bank account is a fortress. I should be the happiest man on this planet. But there's a glitch in the system. Silas promised me a clean slate, but he forgot to mention the echoes. Sometimes I'll be sitting in this perfect, quiet room, and I'll feel a sharp, stabbing pain in my chest, right where a heart should be. I'll look at a doorway and expect someone to walk through it, but I don't know who. I found this in the pocket of an old jacket, a small red hair ribbon. It's just a piece of fabric. It means absolutely nothing to me, and yet when I touched it, I felt a wave of nausea so strong I almost collapsed. I stared at it for hours, trying to force my brain to give me a name, a face, a reason why this ribbon makes me feel like I've committed a murder. But there's nothing, just a vast golden void. I am a king in a kingdom of ghosts. I have all the resources in the world to buy anything I want, but I don't want anything because I don't know what I like. Every time I try to remember, I hit a wall of static. I am the richest man in the cemetery. I sold the only things that made me me. Is this what freedom feels like? Because it feels a lot like being buried alive in a coffin made of gold.
Look at him. The man who has everything and realizes it's worth nothing. It's the oldest story in the book. But don't feel bad for Elias. He made his choice. He traded the messy reality of love for the sterile perfection of wealth. He's the ultimate consumer. He's consumed his own soul to balance his books. You've watched this story. You've seen the cost. But I know you. You're sitting there telling yourself that you'd be different. You think you're smarter than the system. But you're not. You're just another data point waiting to be harvested. The contract is still open. For $2 million, I can make all your problems go away. All I need is the one thing you claim to value most: your family, your memories. So, let's settle this. If I was standing in front of you right now, would you? Don't answer me. Answer yourself. And then tell everyone in the comments why you're lying.